Today, we're going to talk about whether or not undergrad prestige matters for getting accepted to medical school. You're a future-focused high school student with your sights firmly set on earning a medical degree. You know getting accepted to medical school is ultra competitive and you're willing to do whatever it takes to maximize your odds. You're wondering, will the prestige or reputation of my undergraduate school affect my med school admissions chances? If you're trying to evaluate your undergrad options and determine which is the best choice to take you to the next step in your medical journey, we're here to help. I'm Dr. Pranjal Gupta, medical school admissions expert from Shemmassian Academic Consulting. In this video, we'll look at the data to see where students at top med school programs attended undergrad, examine how medical schools consider undergrad prestige in the light of other admissions factors, and give you guidelines for evaluating the best undergrad options to increase your odds of getting into medical school. Let's get started. You're full of questions. Is it okay to go to a state school? What about a liberal arts school? Will your chances of getting accepted to a top medical school be harmed if you don't attend an Ivy League? On the other hand, will attending a prestigious college give you an admissions advantage? If you're looking for a one-word answer as to whether or not undergrad prestige matters, we'd say yes. Your choice of undergrad does matter for med school, but the complete answer is much more complex than a simple yes. So we're gonna dive deeper to give you an accurate understanding of how undergrad prestige factors into med school admissions. Let's start by looking at the 104 students who made it into the incoming class at Yale Medical School, which is ranked 13th in the best medical schools by US News and World Report. 35 of those students did, in fact, complete their bachelor's at an Ivy League. Another 28% came from highly selective public or private universities, such as Duke, UC Berkeley, and Stanford. Where did the last 36% of students who were accepted to Yale Medical School attend undergrad? A mix of state schools and smaller colleges with strong programs and opportunities for pre-meds, but with less prestigious reputations. Since nearly 2/3 of Yale's medical school incoming class attended a prestigious undergrad institution, you might be tempted to assume it was their alma mater that secured them an offer of admission. But it's more complicated. Yale has a 6% undergrad acceptance rate, so it's filled with some of the best students from around the world. It's no wonder that these top high school students become the top medical school applicants too. So was it their undergrad that mattered to med schools, or might they just have been the highest performing candidates? We're going to break down the main factors used in medical school admissions next. But first, we want to make sure you don't miss an important takeaway. Over 1/3 of Yale Medical School students attended non-prestigious institutions for undergrad. So if you think you need to attend an Ivy to get into a top medical program, that's simply not true. Some of Yale's med students graduated from liberal arts colleges like Concordia and Bowdoin. If you have your heart set on attending a liberal arts college, go for it. You can still have a shot at getting accepted to prestigious medical schools. So what factors are most important to medical schools when they're evaluating applicants? It might help you to imagine 3 tiers of importance. The first tier contains an applicant's GPA, MCAT score, and personal statement. No matter where an applicant went to school, they need competitive academic stats to be seriously considered for admission. In the second tier are the applicant's letters of recommendation and extracurricular activities. Taken together, these 2 med school requirements should demonstrate the candidate's commitment to medicine, personal character, leadership skills, and thorough understanding of hypothesis-based research. If you're wondering which pre-med extracurriculars you should pursue in order to demonstrate all these impressive qualities, make sure to check out our guide for choosing the right extracurricular activities for medical school. Link is in the description box below. Now, more often than not, the factors we just listed are enough for med school adcoms to make admissions decisions from their applicant pool. However, if 2 students are pretty equal across all factors, the choice might come down to what's in their third and final tier, their undergraduate major and the reputation of their undergrad institution. More specifically, adcoms will consider if their undergrad is known for having an overly rigorous curriculum and grade deflation. For example, schools like MIT and Caltech are notorious for their harsh grading, so a 3.8 from either one of them will carry more weight than a 3.8 from a less rigorous school like University of Iowa or North Dakota. To further understand how undergrad prestige works in admissions, let's do a brief thought experiment. Imagine you're a boss hiring for a position at your company. You have 2 applicant resumes on your desk. One lists Harvard as their alma mater, but doesn't have the relevant work experience or technical skills you're looking for. The other applicant attended University of Wyoming, has extensive experience related to the position, and is proficient in every type of software used in your line of work. Based on these resumes, who would you be more eager to hire? Most people would say the University of Wyoming grad, implying that having the right knowledge and experience is more valuable than having a prestigious alma mater. Now, on the other hand, what if the 2 applicants, one from Harvard and one from Wyoming, had the exact same experiences and skills? In that case, your preference might lean slightly towards the Harvard grad. That's a common bias many people, including med school AdCom members, have towards top schools with powerful name recognition. This is where attending a prestigious school may weigh in your favor. We hope your takeaway is this: your GPA, MCAT score, extracurriculars, letter of rec, and medical school essays are the most important factors considered by med schools. Attending a prestigious undergrad won't make up for an otherwise weak application. Even so, undergrad prestige and rigor are still factors in the med school admission process, albeit not the most crucial ones. To further explore the 3 tiers of med school admissions factors, check out our supplementary guide, Does Undergrad Prestige Matter for Medical School? After you finish this video. The link is in the description box below. So how do you balance the value of prestige with the necessity of the other med school admissions factors when you're picking your undergrad institution? Let's look at that next. When deciding where to go for undergrad, look for schools that offer you the resources and opportunities you need to be a competitive all-around med school applicant. For example, does the school offer supplemental instruction in the sciences to help you maintain a high science GPA? Does it provide MCAT study resources for pre-meds? Is the school affiliated with a hospital where you can volunteer or shadow physicians? What types of leadership positions can you pursue at the school? Are there research opportunities available? And are any of the faculty conducting research that excites you or relates to your future area of medicine? What are the student-faculty relationships like? Will you be able to build strong connections with your professors so that they can write outstanding letters of rec for you? If a school can provide satisfactory answers to all these questions, it's a worthwhile choice for undergrad. One advantage of a prestigious undergraduate institution is that they're overflowing with resources for students. You'll find a lot of these opportunities and advantages right at your fingertips. Whereas at a state university, you might have to search a little bit harder to find a research assistantship or a faculty mentor. However, one of the disadvantages of prestigious schools is that they're hard to get into. So while you might reach for the stars and apply to a few top schools, it's possible that they might not be an option for you in the end. If that's the case, don't be discouraged. As we've proven in this video, you don't need a degree from an Ivy League to get into top medical schools. If you have prestigious undergrads, state schools, and liberal arts colleges on your college application list, and you're not sure where you'll end up going, remember this important truth. Your ability and commitment have a larger impact on your chances of getting into medical school than the ranking of your undergrad institution does. So consider other important factors in your college decision besides prestige. Consider if each school's location, cost, and campus life is the right fit for you. Whatever school you attend, as long as you find the right opportunities and put the work into becoming a competitive med school applicant, you can turn your med school dreams into reality. Before we end this video, we want to give you one final scenario to consider. Imagine a high-achieving high school student named Olivia who dreams of becoming a doctor. She was offered a free ride to her state school and was also accepted to an Ivy League school, although she was only given minimal financial aid. Which option should she choose? Let's imagine she attends the Ivy League. She graduates with a 3.5 GPA, which is respectable considering the academic rigor of the curriculum. She earns a 510 or 80th percentile on the MCAT. She has minimal research experience, although she participated in a few clubs during undergrad. Given this picture, she's not a strong med school candidate. Now, let's go back and imagine Olivia attends the state school instead. She discovered it was affiliated with a well-known hospital and wants to avoid undergrad loans. Even though the school has a reputation for partying, she focuses on academics and graduates with a 3.82 GPA. Wanting to make sure she can compete with the best Ivy League med school applicants, she completed 2 research internships and 1 clinical internship during undergrad. She's also managed to start a club focused on community service and take art classes to pursue her love for painting. She earns a 518 or 96 percentile on the MCAT. In this second scenario, Olivia has become a standout candidate for medical school. This example further illustrates that your chance of getting into med school is dependent more on your effort and performance than on the prestige of your undergrad institution. While undergrad prestige is a factor considered by medical schools, it's by no means the most important factor and shouldn't be the priority when choosing which college to attend. Your talent, drive, and initiative to seek out opportunities will have a stronger impact on making your medical school dreams come true. If you found this video to be helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. In addition, we've developed a detailed guide discussing the college admissions process. I've left a link for that free comprehensive guide in the description box below. The tips in the guide are the same ones my team and I use to routinely help students get into schools like NYU, Harvard, and UCSF. All right, thanks again for watching. See you next time.